Hello, everybody. Today we're going to do the family bucket. This is the big bucket, actually, and it's somewhere where you can have a lot of problems and fights and contention. You need to understand that when you meet somebody and you're going to be with them now, they come usually with a family, and you will probably meet that family or be expected to join in with family things. You can be lucky. You could meet someone and really love their family, and they love you back, and it all goes really smoothly. You can also meet someone who already has problems with their families and it doesn't go so well because the family are very problematic. There's a lot of issues within families and you don't actually get on so well with their family. You can also meet where these families vary. So some family members you get on well with and others you don't. And there can be lots of dramas in families and lots of resentments and fights, etc. So it's not all smooth sailing in this bucket because it's sort of out of your hands in some ways. The first thing to understand is that your first family is the person you're with, and that's where your loyalty will be mostly. Of course, you're going to be loyal to your own family, but there will be times when you have to make choices, and you need to be very careful with those choices. If it's a family choice that you're making and it's putting your partner in a weird position, you have to talk about that and be really honest and try and support both sections. And you can get torn between your partner and your family and your partner and their family, and be very aware of this. This is not an easy one to work through sometimes. I'm hoping that you've got a great new family as well as your own, but most families have got all different things happening in them and within them. Their family is their family. It becomes your adopted family, and you can be lucky enough to be loved as a son or a daughter, and that is really wonderful. However, at the end of the day, they have so much more history than you have, and they have so much more intuitive understandings of each other and the personalities because they grew up with these people. It's important when you first meet to try and be open and giving with their family. You'll see things in their family they don't see. It's up to you whether you speak about this. Sometimes it's not a good idea, particularly initially, because your assessment might be wrong. They're going to meet your family too, so they're going to actually have to try and gel with them as well if you want to see each other a lot. Families can also create problems if they don't like your partner very much, or if they thought you should marry or be with someone different and this person isn't what they would have chosen. But remember, at the end of the day, you chose this person and you're not your family, you're yourself. You've got bits of your family, but you're still yourself. And we don't always choose who we love. That's just how it works. You meet someone and you fall crazy in love, and there you go. And sometimes these people are with us for our lessons and our learning as well. So it's not just as simple as we meet and we fall in love and that's it. We've often come down to learn lessons down here on earth, and our partner will teach us many of those lessons. How much time you spend with one another's family is important. I already touched on that in the lifestyle bucket. And you have to decide which events you want to go to and how much time you want to spend with them. At the first times, we usually go and we're trying to please our partner. We don't really know them very much. But it's okay to let your partner go off and be with their family and even do separate holidays or outings, and that you stay home, then you do that with your family, and then you do joint things that you do consensually. If you like the family, it's great. If you don't like the family a lot, it gets very difficult, and I suggest that you need to be polite because it's important that your partner is happy, and you don't have to tell them mean things about their family or criticise them. I think it's better that you don't, especially initially until you work out how things are really going. The families can bring a lot of joy into your life, their family and your family, but they can also bring a lot of discord and a lot of difficulty. If your families come from love, like you've got two groups and they're all very loving and they come from love, you're going to have a pretty good time. But as I suspect in life, if you also got family members on both sides who are controlling and come from power, you're going to have difficulty because they will want to control you and your relationship. And that's when you're going to really start to have issues and problems, and you have to decide what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and do that with your partner. People fight about their families a lot. We instinctively want to defend our family, even if we think that what they're doing is wrong. I don't know why we want to do it. It's our loyalty. And you've got to understand that both of you will probably be a bit defensive about things. They can say really rude things about their mum and dad and sister and brother, but if you try and say things, you might become a little bit unstuck, and maybe there'll be a big fight. And you'll find the same with yourself. You might say things about your family that are a bit crass, but you don't really want to hear it from your partner. It's important to negotiate this bucket. If you don't talk about it in terms of how much time you're going to spend together, and also what you're going to allow that family to control and not control, you will start having problems, and then resentment will build into the relationship. This is your partnership now, and you make the rules for it, and you decide how you want to live, where you want to live, and how much time you want to spend with different people. That's your relationship. Then you'll have these two extra families. It is not up to them to boss you around and tell you what to do. Okay? Sometimes we do it just to shut them up. So if they want a certain thing and it's not important, and my attitude is with controlling people, I let them control what's not important to me, because they just need to have their power and control, and who cares, and you can't change them. So if they want to have the event at the park and you think it's going to be hot, you just have the event at the park. Whatever they want to do, you let them do. That doesn't impact on you. But then once you did something that's really important for you and you want to make a stand about it, then don't let them control you, and stand up for yourself and in your relationship. That's really, really important. Families are used to exerting control over their kids, and they want to extend that even though their kids are grown up. I remember my mum telling me that when I said I was going home, I'd been newly married, I said I'm going home. She said, "Oh no, this is your home. This will always be your home." And I'm thinking, no, it is my home, but my first home is now with my husband. She didn't have an understanding of that, because I came from a family that was quite controlling. You need to make boundaries, and you need to get this bucket to work, and you need to talk to your partner. You need to make boundaries with families, because some families will try and trample all over you, and they almost want to absorb you into the family group, and you're supposed to do what everyone does now. And of course, if you don't do it, you will be in trouble with some families, and you have to work out whether you're prepared to put up with a bit of punishment. For example, if we always spend Christmas together as a family, but you've decided to go to Hawaii for Christmas with your partner, you might find that you won't be very popular for a while, but you need to stick to your guns, because if that's what you wanted to do with your now first family, the second family just has to basically suck it up. We will also compromise a lot, and I want you to do that. If you love your partner and they really want you to go to some family event and you're not crazy about it, go. If you think you can get through it, go. There'll be times when you can't and you don't want to, and you've got to be honest, but whatever you can do to make it work, make it work. And I suggest that if you've got some family members you get on with more, spend more time with them at all the family events, and keep away from the ones who are a little bit difficult. Don't shun them, of course, but don't get caught in the corner with some grandpa that's really obnoxious. Just spend some time, be polite, and then move around. It's about moving around and talking to everybody if you can, but try to be with people that you can resonate with. Families are very complicated, and they can wreck your actual partnership, because they can interfere and they can try and sway your partner a lot, or you even, and you need to be aware of that. You are in love with this person, you have chosen this person, you want to be with this person. You're not asking them to live with your chosen person, so they don't get to make the rules about your relationship. Some families are very controlling, and they will have specific needs that they want you to to meet, and you have to decide now that you're not a single person, whether as a unit you're going to meet them or not. So you're coming now as a unit and also as their daughter or their son, and you have to work out what you're going to do. This bucket can go well, but it can go really badly. I mean, really badly. And the closeness and the distance makes the big difference too. If you've got a partner, as I've said earlier in other podcasts, who want to be with their family a lot, let them do it, and then you go when you want, and vice versa. If you want to have distance with your family, don't see them as much, and your partner is nagging you, do a bit, but do what's comfortable for you, because all different families do it in different ways. There will be unwritten rules in your families too, and you can know these and alert your partner to them as well as they can to you. You need to talk about this bucket and get the balance. It's important because you don't want your families to destroy your relationship, and some families can do that, and you need to be aware of that. So stick to your guns, do what you want to do, and still accommodate them. So I wish you really good luck with this bucket. The family bucket's very, very difficult. It's a lot to do with compromise and negotiation and really speaking to your partner a lot. Sometimes we just need to go and be part of it all to please our partner as well, and we can do that. But having said that, families who are very difficult and where there's estrangement, you probably need to stick with your partner. If your partner's decided they don't want to see their mum anymore for a while or whatever, just go with that, because they know best what's for them in their family. And the same goes with you. If you've got some estrangement in your family, don't let your partner force you to go in unless you're ready, because you know them better than anyone else, and you know what you can and cannot tolerate. And that's the other thing, to try and be tolerant, but don't be servile to your family now. You are grateful to them, you love them, but it's your life. Don't let them interfere and wreck your relationship, because I've seen this happen before, and I've seen beautiful relationships where people were very in love be decimated by controlling, difficult, nasty family members. So keep away from that and keep out of the politics as much as you can. Support your partner if they're having trouble with their family, but just be mindful what you say. It's a very tricky one to tread in. You can find yourself standing on the landmine without even realising, so be careful. So I wish you luck with this one, because this is a hard one. If you need counselling or professional help because you're having severe problems with families, go and get it. Sometimes an outside person can bring some clarity to a situation, and or talk to your friends, particularly if they know the family. I hope you've got a great family. I hope you have a happy, wonderful family. So now you've got two wonderful groups of family. But if you don't, you need to really work on this bucket, because you do not want to lose the love of your life because of difficulties within the family. Remember, you live with your partner. You don't live with them. So I'll leave that with you, and I wish you all the best with this one.